Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Blue Whale and welcome back to another Preseason 2016 video, and today we're going to be talking about Quinn. Now Quinn is a jungler that kind of just erupted a few patches ago, and that's because mainly the rework to her ult made her a very good jungler, and she's super fun, she's really good, but she is kind of difficult to learn at first, so I hope you guys can use this guide to your advantage and you can start playing her like I have. Enjoy! Okay, so here we are on the client, and we'll get the boring stuff out of the way first. So I do have a Twitter, if you guys want to follow me there. I'll probably start interacting with my Twitter a lot more, so if you want a say in what kind of videos come on the channel, then Twitter is the best place for that. You can also tweet questions at me if you want. However, you can of course leave questions in the comment section below. As well, there should be a Twitter link in the description below, and there's also one on my channel page. Now, another place that you can leave questions for me, or if I'm looking for people to play normals with, is the Whale Lounge. It's just a chat room on NA. If you're not on NA, you could join a chat room called Whale Lounge. I just won't be there. But if you want to join this and you're on NA, the way you do it is you click this button right here, join a chat room. You would type in Whale Lounge. And my internet's actually slow because I'm uploading a video. But anyways, and then you record. Alright, and then you enter it. And I leave this open while I'm playing League, so when I'm in between games, I'll see it if you post any questions here. And then of course if I want to play normals, I'll look here first to see if any of you guys want to play. So, that's it for the boring stuff. We do have some music today, and I'm actually using Riot's music for Quinn. I'm using Riot's Quinn music for the Quinn video just because it's cool. You know, it's pretty good ambient music. And this way I don't have to look for some kind of music that fits Quinn because this already fits Quinn, right? So there'll be a link to this in the description below, but you guys can probably find it yourself. Also, my YouTube videos, I listen to them on repeat with a Chrome extension called Auto Replay. If you want to do that, that's how I do that. And yeah, now we'll move on to the I'm actually gonna minimize this, but anyways, we'll move on to the runes, masteries, and stuff like that. So not these runes, I do run regular, well, I'm pretty sure this is the standard AD carry rune page. If it's not, you guys can let me know. I'm a jungler, I'm not an AD carry player. But the reason that I'm pretty sure this is the standard AD carry page is because it gives you 10% CDR at level 18. And then with an Essence Reaver and enough crit, you'll get 30% from that. So then that would be 40%. I don't usually get Essence Reaver on Quinn, but she is an AD carry, so I usually just run this. I do run attack damage reds and then 1 crit red. The 1 crit red actually makes a little bit of a difference, especially on Quinn, because her passive scales with her crit chance. So the more crit chance you have, the lower your passive is. It is good to build crit on Quinn, but for this build and in the jungle, I don't think it's the best. And actually we're going to turn this down a little bit. I think that's good. Hope that's not too loud. So it is attack speed quints, just because you need attack speed on AD carry, and this is pretty much the most efficient way you can do it. You can mix it up if you want, and if you want like a super optimal page, you could just run my standard AD page, because you're not really going to be getting, not really going to be making the best use of these, but this works fine, and I usually just run it because if I did decide to go for Essence Reaver, I would already have this, which would go really well with it. Armor yellow so you don't die to your monster camps, and 3 flat magic resist blue so you can trade with AP champions early. Now as for masteries, I do run 12-18, as you guys probably figured. You can switch oppressor for bounty hunter. Actually, I wasn't. It's fine either way. I'm actually gonna leave it on bounty hunter now. I didn't know it was on oppressor. Both of them are good. Both of them are good. But anyways, it's 12-18 because Precision got buffed and Thunderlords got buffed. So right now they're definitely the best combo for masteries. If they nerf Thunderlords but they leave Precision alone, I would still run this. I was actually running this before they buffed both of them on Quinn because Thunderlords is really good for Quinn ganks. But if they like super nerf these next patch, I'm on 524 as of making this video. So if they're really bad, you can ask me and I'll let you know what I think in the comment section. But as of now, these are definitely the best. This music is still too loud for me. It's pretty cool music though, but yeah, we want that a little quieter. Okay. And I didn't just mute it, it's the end of the song. Yeah. Okay, so Fury because you're an AD carry, and while Sorcery I think is a lot better mastery in general, AD carries you should really take Fury. Feast because you're not a melee. Even when you're ulting, you're not really a melee because as soon as you auto attack, your range is still ranged because they reworked Quinn. Before, you could argue that double-edged sword would be pretty good, but now Feast is definitely better. Also, Feast helps you a lot on your first clear. And as you might have guessed, an AD carry's first clear isn't that easy. Quinn's isn't that easy. Kindred's is actually really good, but Quinn's is a little harder. Vampirism is a lot better than Natural Talent, and then of course, Bounty Hunter's fine because you are playing an AD carry even though you're in the jungle, so you're probably going to kill more than 3 different champions, and then once you do, Bounty Hunter becomes better than Oppressor. Now moving into the Cunning Tree, I do take Savagery because single target attacks and spells deal more damage to minions and monsters. That just means it makes your clear easier, and the easier you can clear the jungle, the faster you can gank. Next up, I do think Runic Affinity is the best out of these 3, but Assassin's also okay. The reason that I wouldn't take Assassin is because it's really a solo lane mastery, because when you think about junglers, you're usually going to be ganking a lane, and when you're ganking someone, that involves you being with an ally, and then Assassin will not proc when you're not with an ally. So overall, I'd rather have increased buff duration, but Assassin's okay, especially since with this Quinn build, you are kind of looking to pick people out, so like I said, any one of these 3 are good, but my personal preference is Runic Affinity, but if you want to run Assassin, that's fine. They're all good. And Secret Stash is, of course, some more sustain if you're having trouble jungling. Next up, Merciless. You deal more damage to low health targets. That's way better than Mana Regen on an AD carry. Dangerous Game, same thing. You want Dangerous Game over some gold when nearby minions die in the jungle. This restores missing health and mana, which keeps you alive in teamfights. And then we already talked about Precision. It just got buffed. It gives you 5 flat armor pin and then 0.5 per level, so it gives you 14 at level 18. 14 flat armor pin is quite a lot, especially when you're going to be fighting other AD carries a lot. And then of course Thunderlords makes your ganks really strong, and Thunderlords is just it's very strong right now in general. So moving on to item sets. This is the build. I do already have it here. You can, however, she is an AD carry, so I will talk about all of this, but in the general sense, you can build any AD carry item, like I have listed here. Probably not going to talk through all of these, but any AD carry item is good on Quinn because she is an AD carry. So I like running these, but if you want to switch it, that's fine. Play to what you want. But if you, in the gameplay we're going to watch, I use this build, so I'm going to list it here. I do start Hunter's Machete because you are an AD carry, so of course you don't really need the banner regen more than you need the lifesteal. Refillable Potion I take because on your first back, Refillable Potion becomes better than 3 health pots. However, if this is your first time playing Quinn ever, I recommend you take the health pots, and then once you get used to her, you can switch to the Refillable Potion. You do start with a yellow trinket just so you can look for invades at level 1, but then as soon as you back, you actually keep your yellow trinket. I was kind of in the zone. You can trade out your yellow trinket for a red trinket if you want when you back. It'll help you gank a little bit, but once you hit level 9, you do get the blue trinket, and that's mainly so you don't have to face check Vicious because you are an AD carry. However, Quinn doesn't really have that problem because of her W, but blue trinket is still the best on Quinn. Also, another reason, when you hit level 6, even if you run over a ward, people aren't going to really be able to avoid your gank, so you don't have to worry about red trinket that much. Now, I do go red smite on Quinn. You guys know that I love green smite the most, and I think it's the best, but on Quinn, it's really important that when you get in a fight with someone, you're going to be able to beat them. So that's why I take red smite. Green smite would be fine, but I like red smite better, and then this way, Quinn pretty much already wins 1v1s versus AD carries. That's what you're going to be looking to do on Quinn, is find the enemy AD carry and kill it. But once you have red smite, you'll definitely win it, and you'll also win trades versus enemy junglers, which might be hard for an AD carry in some cases. Now, I do run Boots of Swiftness. Boots of Swiftness are really good boots, especially on someone who's not going to be crowd controlled. So as an AD carry, you shouldn't really be getting crowd controlled that much. So this just gives you 65 movement speed, and then your ult gives you percentage movement speed. So the more movement speed you build, the more your ult gives you. So then Boots of Swiftness work best on her. You can go Berserkers if you want. Those are the only other boots I might get, but they cost 300 more gold, and the attack speed isn't really that important because Quinn is kind of a burst champion. She's not really an auto attack reliant champion. So I take Swiftness. It also helps your ganks out a lot, and overall they're just my favorite boots. Next up, you guys probably recognize these three. This is another armor pin build because right now precision plus flat armor pin is just way too strong. If they nerf it, once again, you can switch it up for some of these, but as of now, I like running this. So you do rush Youmuu's. Youmuu's is good because it gives you 65 attack damage, 10% CR, and 20 armor pin. Those are all great stats. And then the active gives you movement speed, which you would use Youmuu's right before you jump onto someone on Quinn, so it gives you some movement speed, and then you'll have increased attack speed. This is also good for taking down turrets if you have to do that, because obviously your spells don't damage turrets, so you can't burst turrets. So overall, I think it has a lot of gold usage out of Quinn. A while back, I was actually rushing Static Shiv on her, which is okay. It makes you clear the jungle kind of quicker, but you don't really have problems clearing the jungle anyways, and also it's just preference. So if you'd rather have the crit, you'll get more crits, and then your passive will come up more if you go Static Shiv, but I like Youmuu's just for the flat armor pin and doing a ton of damage, and it gives you a good active. Next up, I do go Maw. Maw is a great magic resist item for 80 carries. 55 attack damage isn't too bad, but it gives you 10 flat armor pin, and the lifeline, well, the life grip, I should say. The life grip is also a really good passive. The lifeline's okay if you're versus an AP champion and you don't want to get one comboed, but the life grip will make you win 1v1s versus any other AD carry if you weren't going to win them already. So, also versus other junglers and stuff, it's a very, very good item for 1v1ing, and that's mainly what you want to do on Quinn. Next up, we have Lord Dominic's Regards. Lord Dominic's Regards is an upgrade of Last Whisper, and it makes you deal more damage to targets that have higher maximum health than you. If they have healing tanks though, like Mundo or Maokai or Zac or any of those, then you're probably going to want to run Mortal Reminder. But if not, you would get Lord Dominic's. And then finally, I do like to finish off the build with some lifesteal, so I go Bloodthirster. You could go any lifesteal item that you want, other than Ravenous Hydra, or this doesn't even exist on Summoner's Rift. But anyways, this is good, and Blade of the Rune King's fine, but my personal preference is Bloodthirster because it goes really well with the whole burst thing that we're trying to get from Quinn. And, yeah, in my melee assassins, I would be putting a Black Cleaver here, as you guys probably know, but on a ranged AD carry, it's pretty important that you get some lifesteal near the end of the game. You can even get Bloodthirster before you get Lord Dominic's, that's fine too. However, I usually rush Lord Dominic's just because my games end really early. Because if you know how to use Quinn, you should be ending your games very early. But, yeah, either one's fine. And then, as for alternatives, we already talked about Berserkers, and then the rest of them, get this if they have healing tanks. And if you want to try out a crit build, I actually recommend you do that at least one time. Try out a crit build. As for that, I'd probably go Static into Essence into IE. Rapid Fire Cannon's okay on Quinn. It adds more to your burst, but if it's in between Rapid Fire Cannon and Static, I do actually like Static more on Quinn because Static helps you split push, which if you're looking for 1v1s, you're also going to be split pushing a lot. But you can go Rapid Fire Cannon too. They're both okay. Phantom Dancer, if you are losing 1v1s when you're split pushing, you can go Phantom Dancer. I just threw Runeance because it's an AD carry item. I would probably never get it on Quinn, but you could if you really like Runeance Hurricane. And finally, if they have like a Malzahar or a Skarner or a Warwick or anyone with a suppress like Lysandra or any of those that just have really annoying CC, you could go Mercurial, Annie, you know, any of those champions. Mercurial is good too, and I would replace Bloodthirster with Mercurial. So that's it for the build, the items, runes, masteries. Of course, if you have any questions, you can ask me below, and next we'll move on to the gameplay. Okay, so here we are loading to the game, and I'm actually recording this quite a few days later than I recorded the first half of this video. The reason for that is, honestly, when I was recording it the first time, I got bored, so I stopped, and then I got really sick over the past few days, but now I'm doing well, and we're here with the gameplay. So, looking at both teams, well, alright, before we look at both teams, let's make sure this is fine, and we're on blue team. Right now, looking at both teams, we have Sivir ADC, Taric support. I'm jungling Echo mid versus Bard. I'm just gonna throw these in place and then we'll actually talk about it. Okay, so top lane, Fiora has a couple of dashes, but other than that, she doesn't have any real escapes, and her dashes aren't really that big, so she's not that hard to gank, especially with a Nasus who has W, which is his Wither, and he can slow a lot. And then bot lane, They have Misfortune. Misfortune has a movement speed boost, but if you hit her, it goes away, and then she can get another one with her W, but all you have to do is hit her again. So she's really not that hard to gank either, because other than her movement speed, she has no escape. And then mid lane, they have Vlad, and Vlad, once again, isn't really that hard to gank, but he can kind of dodge some stuff with his W. So, long story short, all of their lanes look really gankable, and that's really good for Quinn. The focus on Quinn is to play it safe and avoid fights if you can early game, and then... Oh, let me get rid of that, actually. And, sorry. So, the focus on... And I am starting red. The reason I started red is because I didn't want Udyr to invade me, because I figured he was going to. If you're versus a Quinn, you really should try to invade them, or try to put a little pressure on them early. You don't have to necessarily level 2 gank, but try to pressure them early, because once they hit level 6, you can't counter gank them at all. But anyways, so I started red to make sure that I wasn't completely invaded, and I actually did these raptors incorrectly. You definitely want to kill little raptors first and not worry about the big one, and as you saw, I spent a lot of hits on the big one, and it's just going to get me a little bit lower than I should be. If I had done this properly, I'd probably be about 2/3 life instead of a little less than half that I am now. So, clear your raptors quickly. And what I always do on Quinn is kill one buff raptors and kill the other buff. I usually do start my buffs on her just to avoid being invaded. And then you'll hit level 3. That's the easiest way to hit, or to get both your buffs in the game and hit level 3, is just to clear one raptors, clear the other. Raptors really aren't that hard if you kill them first. And then now I'm ready to gank. I'm full life and I'm ready to gank. So I am going to come top. Fiora was pushing really, really hard. I wasn't sure if she had this warded. She acted like she did, though, so I was pretty sure she did, and I'm going to leave. Udyr tries to kill my Echo, but Echo's able to get away from that, and then all I'm going to do is... Oh, I remember this. So I'm going to start messing with Udyr, because Udyr didn't have his red, and I wanted to pressure him, but I actually make a pretty big mistake here, and we'll see it not too long. But I feel like I didn't finish saying something that I said earlier. On Quinn, all you want to do is farm to level 6 and then spam ganks. And that's pretty much it. I don't know, but here, Udyr is at his red, and then as soon as I saw Bard, I should have left, but I got greedy and I kept hitting Udyr, and because of that, they're going to be able to kill me. I tried to actually E over the wall, because you can do that on Quinn, but I just wasn't at the appropriate angle to do it. I smite the red for some health, but I'm dead here. Well, two things I could have done. It looked like I could have killed Udyr if I had just focused him. And two, I should have just left as soon as I saw Bard, but I was just really greedy there. And that's kind of the exact opposite of what I was saying earlier, how you should avoid fights. But the reason I was pressuring Udyr so hard there is because I knew his red was up because he didn't have it, and I wanted to try to punish him just knowing that, but I played it really poorly. So anyways, back to farming. I do start refillable. Even though I messed up raptors, as you saw, I was still full health when I finished blue. It's not that hard. Just make sure you kite it around like this. The reason that you kite buffs around is because they're kind of slow now, other than... So you can't kite around the ranged ones because it doesn't affect them, obviously. But the melee ones you can kite around. They're kind of slow now, and I might mess up the wolves here. No, I didn't. Okay, but you... My problem on Quinn is that I always jump over the wall on accident while doing wolves. Just make sure... You want to use your E on it, but you don't want to use your E to where it'll knock you over the wall. And we'll actually talk about the combo next time I do it. I didn't have enough mana to do it here. Basically, what you want to do to champions, if you're not ulting, if you're ulting, you lead with your E, but if you're not ulting, you want to just auto them. That'll make your passive proc on them. You hit your passive, then you can E in, hit another passive, and then you can Q and hit another passive. And that's the same thing you do on monsters, and that way you'll get 3 procs of your passive off pretty quickly, and it does a lot of damage. But right now, I'm just jungling, doing what I can to level up. Honestly, I'm just rushing to level 6 now since I put myself behind by invading early. And like I said, that was just a complete misplay on my part. There's no... I can't make any excuse for that. That was just dumb play by me. But it's okay. I am going to do my red. I did smite the Krugs just to have a lot of health. That way I wasn't going to have to smite red. And I do smite raptors. And it's important that you smite raptors every time you're playing a ganking jungler, because that way you'll know if you ran over ward like I just did. However, I don't have time to stop and clear that ward. My Echo's in trouble here. I'm going to come in and lead with my E because it is a dash. That's what you do with your ult. You lead in with your E. Your E is going to CC them for a little bit, and then Echo actually ulted to kill him. He didn't have to ult. It's fine, though, either way, but Quinner would have died one way or the other. And then here, Vlad flashes, ults, and ignites Echo. So Echo's dead. Since he did use his ult, Echo is 100% dead here. So while he's dying, I'm just going to try to kill the Vlad. I did use my W because I wasn't sure if Vlad was going to run into this bush or this bush, and my W does reveal, so I did have sight of him. And here I actually made another misplay. I remember this now. Like I said, it's been a while since I actually played this game, but like I said earlier, you want to lead in with your E, but Quinn's E costs 50 mana, so I couldn't afford it right now, but I was about to have it, so I should have just waited and then E'd him. The E would have displaced him, and I would have definitely killed him. But I go for the auto since I have a red, and I thought my red was going to be enough to slow him. However, it's clearly not, and then Vlad's going to get away pretty much scotch-free. And my Sivir super chased him. That was a mistake on her part, obviously, but we would have killed Vlad if I had played it properly, but it's what it comes down to. So now I get my blue. I do keep most of my blues on Quinn early game, just because she only has 400 base mana pool at level 6, and your ult costs 100. It doesn't have a cooldown, but you want to be ulting pretty much all the time, and the only way you can do that is if you have a blue. Honestly, if you don't have a blue, you're only going to be able to gank maybe like twice, and then have to jungle for a long time to rack up your mana. And then at later levels, like about level 11, or when you finish your complete jungle item, you're not really going to be worried about blue that much, and you can start giving it there. But I do keep my first 2 on Quinn usually. So here, I'm coming back top. Nasus and Fiora get into a fight, and then the Fiora, she saw me because she had a pink, but she still walked forward for some reason. I don't know if she was just focused on the Nasus and wasn't thinking about me, or if she didn't think she was going to die here, but she made a mistake. I'm going to go ahead and come in. I'm just going to auto-attack her because I didn't have to E to start it off because of the positioning. So one thing to note is that your E is a dash, right? And if you're not in ranged mode, it isn't a dash, but I mean, if you're in melee mode, it's a dash. If you're not in ranged mode, it's only a CC, but it's still good to catch targets if they flash or something away from you. I didn't know if Fiora had flash or not. Turns out she didn't, but she did still have her dashes. So all you do there, we'll watch this again. All you do is cut them off, and then I'm going to save my leap, I just say leap as a general term because this is the same with any champion that has a dash. If you can cut them off and not use your dash first, that's what you should do. And then when they get far away from you, you can use it to catch back up, and then it's a free kill from there. So now I'm not doing too bad. I'm 1-1-1. I would certainly have a lot better score if I had played properly, but it's okay. And here, Udyr is ganking Echo again. I don't know why Udyr put so much focus on Echo. Echo's not really an easy laner to kill in lane just because he has his ult, and if he doesn't have his ult, he probably has flash, or, you know, he has very good escapes. So Quinner was focusing him, though. I'm going to come in. I definitely can't go in here. I could one-combo Bard at this life, but that's not the point. If I go into here, I'm just going to get stunned by Udyr and then die. So all I'm doing right now is trying to run by and get them to stop hitting the turret for a little bit. It delays them a little, but then they decide they want to go ahead and kill it. And like I said, I can't do much. I come around and harass them some, but overall, there was not much I could do there. Now it's just back to jungling. Usually in my videos I talk about efficient jungling, but on Quinn you don't really do efficient jungling. You clear when you're not able to gank, and then otherwise you gank. All you do on Quinn is gank, 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 gank. It's like more ganks than even a tank jungler would do, just because you move so quickly. Like right now I have 536 movement speed, and the movement speed bonus increases as your ult increases. And I do get swiftness boots on Quinn, we already talked about that, and then all those together, it just makes you really, really fast. So here, my bot got killed, unfortunately, and I know that the enemy team's going to try to do Dragon now. So I was going to come... Oh, I didn't mean to rewind there, sorry. The reason that I accidentally rewind all the time is because backspace is right next to the plus symbol, and plus is how you speed up the speed. So I messed that up a lot. But anyways, the enemy team's going to try to do this Dragon. There's not too much that I can do to stop them. What I should have done here... Okay, so I played this really bad. What I should have done is either just gone on these two, or just left them alone. I scared them off of the Dragon, and that was enough. But then, I am going to kill the Misfortune. I was definitely able to one-combo her, but then Udyr flashes onto me. I try to flash away from his stun. I miss it, and then since the Dragon's hitting me, I am going to die here. Like I said, I probably could have done a lot better if I had just waited for them all to leave the Dragon, because I was taking the Dragon hits too, and Dragon does more damage to me than it does to Udyr, because Udyr is a tankier champion than I am. So overall, I should have just waited. I was just over-eager there, but it's okay. I did stop them from doing the Dragon, and I got a kill for my death. So really, it's not that bad of a trade, but just another one of those things I could have done better this game. However, now I'm going back to jungling. I see something's going on here. Both of the supports roamed up, so I am going to ult, but it turns out to be a waste. And now I'm just going to go back to clearing. once you start doing enough damage to one-shot the Raptors, it doesn't really become important how you do it. And you're going to have the lifesteal from this, so it's fine. But early game, it's very important that you kill the little Raptors first. Here, Echo was getting in a fight, but I knew he was going to be okay. I'm going to leave and I'm going to try to gank this bot lane because my bot lane was kind of suffering. And like I said, their bot lane is very easily ganked. However, it's just not going to work out. My bot lane is... I was going for a lane gank, but the opponents were playing really safe, and then it turns out my bot lane can kill him anyways, so... Just bad to jungling. One thing to note is that you shouldn't get too antsy while you're playing Quinn. Like, yes, it's always best to be ganking if possible, but if you can't find ganks, you can't find ganks. Don't try to force ganks that are just very bad. So here, we'll rewind this. But I am going to probably speed it up after this fight. Not talk so much, so we can make the video shorter. But anyways, here, Vlad and Udyr are ganking my bot lane. My Echo hits a really good stun on the Vlad, and then I don't know why. Oh, I was saving my E to CC Vlad immediately after Echo's stun, is why I didn't do anything there. I could have started autoing him and then just used the E afterwards, but I just want to make sure to combo my CC really well. And if you think about that, it's always best, of course, to combo your CC, but that's something that takes a while to learn to worry about. I don't know if you guys worry about that too much, but it is something important to the game. Then here, Bard tries to ult the turret to stop us from killing it, but that just means we're going to be able to kill him or Udyr. Udyr's running away. I do hit the E on him, and then we almost kill him, but they have this other turret here, and we don't really feel like diving because we do have a turret right here to get gold from. So we're going to take this, and then their bot lane, I don't really know why they wanted to pressure us so much when it was clear we were going to take this turret. No matter if they had come down or not, we still got this turret, right? So they come down, and then because of that, they're going to get really low. I am going to be able to kill the Udyr with my red buff. We're going to kill the Misfortune together, and then Echo's going to go in and kill the Bard. And he gets a good ult to not die to Vlad immediately. Vlad gets a really good 3-man ult, but me and Tarek are going to be able to combo our CC enough to where Vlad's just going to die. So really all that was the enemy team underestimating us for some reason, and then here, Fiora TP's in, and what needs to happen in this fight is no one needs to be approaching Fiora. Fiora can't really get to me. Quinn is actually pretty good at kiting melee champions like this because I can blind her, she won't be able to see where I am, and then when she can see me, I can just E away, and I had a red buff to slow. So what needs to happen here is neither of my team need to approach the Fiora and just let me whittle her down. However, Tarek's going to run in, Tarek's going to give her her ultimate, and she probably had a dangerous game. So Tarek just healed her a lot by going in to die. Echo comes in, he does hit a pretty good stun, but now he should be leaving. However, he stays because he was just a little too greedy. He already had the assist. I don't know if he wanted to kill or if he just thought he needed to do that, but he really didn't need to do anything else there, and I was going to be able to kill the Fiora, but oh well. We do kill her, but it is a 2-for-1 in her favor. It's definitely more beneficial for the Fiora than my team. But there wasn't too much I could do about that. That was just my team running in and me cleaning it up. So here I push mid just because I wanted the farm, honestly. And it was pushing up to our turret. We already have lost the turret. We don't have many turrets. We only have one turret on the map. So what our team needs to be pressuring is the turret. Pressuring turrets. We did... No, I guess the enemy team got the dragon. No one's gotten the dragon. Okay, so we could get the first dragon. That's important for the damage boost, but really, our team scales pretty well into late game too, because we have Nasus top, Echo mid. Echo, of course, scales. He's really strong mid game. Once Echo gets his Zonias, is his power spike. And then we have 280 carries, so we'll do plenty of damage late game. So we can just wait. I did go bot and tax a little bit just because if I did, I was going to get some items. And now the build's finally starting to come together. I do have swiftness. Now I have 630 base movement speed. That is another rank in my ult. But 630 movement speed is just absurd how quick you move around the map. I do go Youmu's. We already talked about this earlier. I know I said that I prefer the armor pin route. And now I'm going to get the dragon because I really want the damage boost for my team. And also, there was really no threat from the enemies, you know. We had good wards and we couldn't see them approaching, so I'm going to start this. My Tarek appears to be getting caught, but he really isn't getting caught. He was just baiting them pretty well. He's going to go in, he's going to They do their combo really well. They kill the Misfortune. I'm going to come in and help with the Bard because Tariq's stun was down. And then Sivir unfortunately takes the Bard journey and runs into Vlad. However, it doesn't kill her. Vlad doesn't kill her, thankfully. And then we're going to be able to kill them. So that was 4 for nobody, and we got the dragon. So right now, that pretty much put our lead way up. I wouldn't be surprised if the lead went up like 2,000 gold from that. Now it's back to jungling, and my rule when I play the AD carry junglers, whether it's Kindred or Quinn, is that if I'm doing better than my AD carry, I'm going to keep the red buff. And if they're doing better, they can have the red buff. And I have more kills and less deaths than the Sivir. The Sivir, I remember this game that she said she wasn't really an AD carry player. That's why we told her to play Sivir, actually, because Sivir, if you guys aren't AD carry players at all and you have to AD carry, just play Sivir and let your team carry you. But anyways, I'm going to keep the red. The Fiora comes to try to kill my Echo, but he gets a really good stun off. The stun's also going to shield him, and then he's going to be able to live, and I'm going to be able to finish off the Fiora. Now it's back to jungling. Earlier I did say that Raptors are the best smite on Quinn, and they definitely are, but if you're behind, you should smite Wolves. And if you're ahead, the only other smite that's actually good on Quinn is Gromp. So, not Gromp, sorry, Krugs. The reason you would get Krugs is because 1, it helps you clear a lot, and then 2, it actually does a lot of damage to turrets. If you didn't know, Krug Smite has a passive where it just does bonus to turrets. If you have it up and you auto a turret, it does take it away, but in the current meta that League is, where it's all about pushing turrets, it's actually really good to get Gromp and then go push a lane. I think I actually did that top with the Nasus, but I was sped up, so I can't tell. So now, let's see. I am clearing my Raptors. I'm going to let Nasus last hit the little ones, but I wanted to smite the big one, and I'm going to take it. Looking for a ward. This bush was warded, and then my team's in a fight. So, basically on Quinn, you never ever want to dive the backline. We can talk about team fighting. What you need to do is make sure that you... Basically, the way that I think AD carries should be played, and once again, I am a jungler, but the way that I play my AD carries is that I just try to hang around my backline and hit the closest target. And when you're going to armor pin build, you're not really going to do... It's okay to hit tanks if you have to. So what I'm going to do is come in, kill the Udyr because he was really low, and then Fiora's actually tearing up our backline, so I'm going to run back to her. I tried to ult here to catch up to the Fiora, but then Misfortune's going to stop me. However, Misfortune stopping me just means she's going to die because I do way too much damage. As soon as you get a couple armor pin items, as far as AD carries or mid laners are concerned, you do way too much damage. And here Bard tries to harass me. I get my combo off on him pretty well, and then Nasus is going to flash in and kill him. And yeah, at this point, this game's pretty much over. I didn't really do that much to carry it. I did actually have a better carry Quinn game, but it was from a previous patch, and I can't watch those with my replay system very easily. So we're doing this one, but basically, the way that you carry on Quinn is kind of the same as tank junglers. All you have to do is gank a lane a lot. Just gank a lot for a lane that also can carry. So this game, if my team was losing every single lane, the lane I would gank would definitely be mid on Echo, because Sivir said she wasn't that good at AD carry. Nasus, doesn't really matter how many kills he gets because there are only 6 more stacks, and all he's worried about are the stacks. Really, Echo was the only other champion that could carry for me in this game. So if your team's not doing well, also, you're not supposed to gank losing lanes. I don't always follow that rule, and really it comes down to judgment sometimes, but a general rule is that you don't gank losing lanes as a jungler, because the best thing that can happen is that, well, generally a losing lane won't be able to get a kill when you gank, and therefore it's not that good to do. But anyways, sorry, if you guys have more questions about that, I'm going to make a ganking video and an invading video someday, so we can talk about them there. But here, me and Sivir kill a ward. We're going to spread out. The Sivir ran over a ward. I knew that this was warded, so I was pretty sure that the enemy team was going to go on the Sivir, so I'm going to come flank the Misfortune. But then Vlad and Bard are actually just waiting here for me to walk into the bush because I guess they were that worried about me. I don't know. They let Misfortune die just to wait for me in this bush. I'm going to flash over the wall. They both take Bard's journey, and then because of that, I'm just going to be able to walk away. And then here, Fiora's killing my Sivir. I try to help her out. There's not that much I can do, and I'm going to get slowed here. I think since I got slowed, I'm going to die. Yeah, so Bard's Spooky Ghost killed me, but once again, we can watch this. Just how well Quinn is at kiting people. Once they finally catch up to you, you just E them, and then you blind them, and they can't even see where you're going. Like, she had a good idea where I was going, but it works the same as a Grave smoke screen or a Nocturnal. You can't actually see me. And here, my Echo's fed enough to definitely clean this up pretty easily. I did die, but Fiora way overextended for me. And the enemy team doesn't really have much else to do. Their Udyr did go Cinderhulk, which with his team was probably the best that he could do. But all that means is that he's pretty ignorable, to be honest. The only way that Udyr is a real threat is if they go Devourer. Not that Cinderhulk's bad on him, it's just, you know, it goes to that stage where I always talk about in my tank videos how you don't want to be ignorable. Well, a champion that only has one amount of CC that builds tank is going to be pretty ignorable, right? Here, my team gets the inhib. We can just worry about me. I do keep the red here. My Sivir asked for it, but Sivir has been dying way too much, and I just feel like I get more usage out of it, so I am going to keep it. The times that you would want to do that is if your bot laner is like really tilted and they're talking about trolling or something, then you just have to give them the red just so they'll calm down. You know, you don't want to take the red and then them troll the game because of it. So my team got the inhib, and the enemy team looks like they're trying to do Baron. If they do, it's not that bad for our team because we do have an inhib down. But I am still doing my best to stop them. All I can do is run by, and by the way, if you didn't know, Quinn gets knocked out of her ult when you take damage from a champion. So that's why I'm trying to avoid taking damage. However, the Udyr does smite me, and then he flashes to stun me. I don't really know why he flashed to stun me, but either way, I am going to finally fall, and then I think they do get the Baron here. So it was a little throw. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. So I did actually manage to stop the Baron by dying, just because they stopped hitting it to chase me. And then now, my Echo teleports in, and he's got Tark there. And then Echo's fed enough to pretty much hold these guys off. Echo did die there, but he was able to hold them off until Nasus gets here, and if they don't leave, Nasus will kill him. And also, we have some pressure on their base from our minions, so overall the enemy team couldn't do that much once Echo and Tariq showed up. And Nasus is going to kind of chase them off, and then yeah, this game is pretty much over, so I think I'm going to go kill Misfortune if I find her. Not really important, but if you get ahead like I am, you should try to look for the enemy AD carry if you can, because I have about 50 armor pen right now, just knowing my build, and I'll be able to one combo Misfortune if I find her. But anyways, all I really did this game was punish Udyr because he wasn't that smart of a jungler. But generally, if you are having a lot of difficulty winning, or what you do on Quinn to win is just gank. That's how you Quinn it to win it. You just gank lanes. She's really good at ganking. You can just gank over and over and over because your E and Q are so well at it. And then you just play an AD carry late game, and AD carries can easily carry late game. So, like I said, that's about it. We're either going to push to end or they're going to surrender pretty soon. I think they surrender. But, what else do I need to talk about? I'm sorry that I'm so, I guess we do push to win, but I'm kind of out of it for this recording. Sorry about that. But anyways, just gank a lot and focus on the target that's closest to you. You never want to dive onto the enemy AD carry in a team fight, but if the enemy AD carry is split pushing, you can go punish them for that, because Quinn, the way her blind works, she pretty much wins any 1v1 versus another AD carry. And that's about it. The thing about Quinn is that she does so much damage right now with the armor pin route, and she has so much mobility that she's just OP. They nerfed her this patch. This patch is 5.24 that I recorded this on. But if they nerf her again, you can ask me if I think she's still good. She probably will be. They'll have to really nerf her damage, or they'll have to make her ult have maybe more mana cost. They don't really have to change how frequent you can do it, but like I said, early game, it's really punishing if you don't have a blue buff. And then it doesn't become very punishing at all around mid game. So if they change that, she might get a little bit weaker. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Sorry I was kind of out of it for this gameplay, but it shouldn't have been that bad. But like I said, I just got over being sick. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.